Thank all of you who wrote in and shared their story with me again, whether it be that you just had questions in your email, even if it wasn't for a story to be shared, you resent your email, and that means a lot to me that you guys took the time to do that, even though it was my screw up with my laptop. Today I am going to share a story. Now, I shared a story I believe it was the beginning of this week, with Miles. Out in California. Now Miles, his girlfriend and him, or fiance and him, got clean at the same time. I'm not a huge advocate of this because I think it makes things harder, but the two of them prevailed and they got clean together and they're doing really well. So originally when I spoke with them, they said that they were going to both send in a story. So Arielle, like the Disney character, she wanted me to make sure I said her name the right way, and I'm pretty sure it's Arielle. Or Arielle is the Disney character, and if I'm saying it wrong, she's gonna kill me. But she wrote in with her story too, and I'm gonna read it. Okay. And she said, "I first want to say thank you for your videos that have tremendously helped before and during our decision to cold turkey and go through the hell that would be ahead. I have to say I am more of a type to just do and get it over with, so to be honest, I wasn't interested in your videos at first. While lying next to my fiance, tossing and turning, uncomfortable and screaming inside, Miles would be playing your videos, and I would occasionally look over and watch a little and turn back around. Until one video you mentioned, this is a lifelong decision." I just had to make sure that I was filming. Okay. "It immediately caught my attention. I admit I started to ask him to play your videos, or if he was going to watch, I would like to join. I come from a dysfunctional family, being 9 and seeing my mother with 2 black eyes and coming home to an apartment that was completely trashed confused the fuck out of me. We ended up moving to Palmdale, California. I constantly saw my mom in a depressed state, crying all the time. We ended up moving out to Anaheim, California when I was 14. I needed an escape from the loneliness I felt. My godparents, who have baptized me when I was just 2 weeks old, Nanny, and I'm going to share their names. No, actually I don't want to share their names. So her godparents were her happy place, but they were much older. I did end up losing them both in a matter of 3 months in 2006. They passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. It was a downhill from here. I was so depressed, I went to a school counselor and tried to tell them what I was feeling and how I would come home and get the door shut in my face when I would try and talk to my mom. 2 days later, me being the oldest of 5, were all removed from our home. I was in Orangewood Children's Home with my younger siblings. I'm not going to share their names because you asked me not to. Until my father took my brother and me in to live with him in East LA. It all happened so fast. It wasn't long before my dad was calling the cops on me for threatening to run away. My mother fought the system and got us all back. At the age of 16, I started taking Coricodine. I've never heard of this before. I'll put it in the comment section because I don't really know what it is. It's cough medicine. First time I took 6 at once, and it gave me a high that I have never felt before. This went on through all of my high school years. Ditching, emptying out the Walgreens shelves, and doing the most. By the time I was 18, I tried acid twice and was taking ecstasy, snorting coke, blunts, you name it. As you can see, my addiction started early. 2 years ago, 2014, I was using heroin. 2012, I graduated from medical assisting school, and I didn't just smoke it, I knew how to inject it. I thank God this only took away 6 months of my life. I ended up being in a relationship with a man who was narcissistic and mentally abusive. It was till I stumbled upon my now fiance, Miles. Miles. I realized how much I deserved better, not just in a relationship partner aspect, myself as a person. A young woman, he sparked something inside me that I never knew I had. When I met him, he was drinking profusely, and he intrigued me so much with his go-getter attitude and strength, independence, intelligent self. I would do my best to keep up with him, which ended up with me in the hospital due to dehydration. We would take a Norco here and there for a hangover. I later confessed I did not like that all he did was drink, that we would not work if it continued. He stopped and we replaced the alcohol with Norco. We then started to take 2 and 3. I mean, the rest of it is history. At one point we were up to 20, 10, 325 Watsons a day just to function. When we didn't have them or couldn't get a hold of them, we would basically take what we could to get a good little buzz going. Moving out to Nevada, I have to say, was the worst experience of my life. We were out of our scripts and went to the next pill bottle, which was Tramadol. Per the doctor, was meant for extending the Norco. I ended up taking over 25 in one day while my sister was visiting. I woke up to the paramedics and firemen on the side of my bed asking if I knew my name and my birthday. I couldn't answer. They said I had just had a seizure. I jumped up to find my little sister, who was sitting there crying and so confused. The look on her face has forever scarred me, but her face has been the biggest motivating factor to my sobriety, as well as my soon-to-be 16-year-old sister. They both need me. I have to say, I really owe all of my thank yous to those 2 girls, and of course my fiance for staying by my side through it all. My mother and Grandma Lily for being so understanding and being here for us both, whether it be to get us drinks or a listening ear. With all that being said, back to what you said that caught my attention. It is a lifelong decision and something that at 25 years old today, I am very grateful for it not being too late. I will be going back to college to be an RN, to be a neonatal nurse, which cares for premature babies. I didn't think I had a problem, but watching your videos made me realize it's a cycle that will never end unless you realize it's there, it's toxic, you no longer want it. There's no having your cake and eating it too with this lifestyle. That's a good way of putting it. You will eventually break and end up in a situation where you're being woken up and told you have 30 minutes to get all of your belongings out before the sheriff changes the locks to a place you called home. I know I am far from where I want to be. I occasionally feel fatigue, but quickly try to focus my attention elsewhere. But today feels like a nice breeze you get from the beach on a hot summer day. It has been a total of 2 weeks without Norco, and I have to say I love that I can wake up and reach over for a good morning kiss instead of a pill bottle. And then she thanks me for sharing. Okay, so thank you, Arielle. Thanks, Miles. Thanks to both of you. You both have an incredible story, and it's good because there's not too many positive stories when a couple tries to get clean together. It is harder to do. There's no doubt about that. Can't tell you how many couples I talk to throughout the year that don't make it past day 3 because one of them breaks. So the fact that the both of you stuck it out shows a lot about 2 of you as individuals, but also as a couple. So I commend you both. Thank you for sharing your stories, and keep kicking ass and keep me updated, okay, like you have been. If you'd like to share your story, you can email me at ryan@compsupport.com. In the subject line, put YouTube story, my story. Let me know if you want to use your first or last name or stay anonymous. Continue watching, leave some comments for Arielle, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.